Breaking news coming in is that Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, one of Ghana's longest-serving presidents, has passed at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. He's been on admission since Sunday.
There are so many people in this country who seem to think that during your reign, you and your family milked the state. And his response was something that will stay with me for a very long time. He said to me that, Nanaba, you come to my office every day. Do you see the number of times I make calls to people to collect money from them, to pay school fees for other children, to pay medical bills? And that is absolutely true. Every single time that I go to this office, he has a stack of papers, a stack of documents, this person's medical bill, that person's school fees, this, that, and he's constantly looking for money, calling people. When he makes the calls, he doesn't say, can you help? He says, look, I have a child who needs this. Bring me some 10,000. Bring me some 30,000. So his response was very profound, that if I had money, if I had really taken money from the state, you think I'll be making calls to people to give me money? And indeed, I mean, he didn't show any profligacy of that sort. He was a chief campaigner for accountability, and I think that this is a huge, humongous loss to the state. It's coming at the time that no one is ready. Of course, we don't prepare for death. And for me, it is a big shock considering that I saw him not long ago. And this is really sad for me.
Yeah, very sad indeed. We'll get into what this means even in the period that we are in. But learning that he died of COVID is even more heartbreaking.
It's even more heartbreaking, you know. And you cannot go to his office. The moment you get to the gate, the main gate, the military men there will tell you to wear your mask. In your car, they will tell you to wear your mask before you drive in. And he was such a person who was always telling people, reminding everyone that you need to observe the protocols. You need to observe the protocols. He won't take off his mask. Even when, and that was so funny to me, because I went to his office, he was drinking water, he was wearing the mask, and this was him, he just raised the mask. And I was having a laugh, you know, I found it so funny. But it's heartbreaking for me that for someone who was so particular about observing the protocols would die from corona. How much more those of us who think that this virus is so removed from us, and so we go about our activities without paying attention to the protocols. This is too much. This is just too much to handle.
Yeah, very sad. But let me just give you a brief biography of Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. He was born on 22nd June 1947. He's one of Ghana's longest-serving head of state. Jerry John Rawlings was born in June 1947 in Accra, Ghana, to Victoria Agbotui and James Ramsey John, a chemist in Scotland. Rawlings attended the Achimota School and Military Academy at Teshi. He's married to Nana Kwenedu Ajiman Rawlings, who was in our studios just this Friday, you know, and he met her while at the Achimota College. They have 3 daughters: Zaneto Rawlings, as I told you earlier, Ya Asantua Rawlings, Amina Rawlings, and 1 son, Kimathi Rawlings. He ruled the country from 1981 to 2001, and also for a brief period in 1979. He led a military junta until 1992 and then served 2 terms as the democratically elected president of Ghana. Rawlings initially came to power in Ghana as a flight lieutenant of the Ghana Air Force following a coup d'etat in 1979. Now, prior to that, he led an unsuccessful coup attempt against the ruling military government on 15th May 1979, just 5 weeks before scheduled democratic elections were due to take place. After initially handing power over to a civilian government, he took back control of the country on 31st December 1981 as the chairman of the Provisional National Defense Council, PNDC. In 1992, Rawlings resigned from the military, founded the NDC, and became the first president of the Fourth Republic. He was re-elected in 1996 for 4 more years. After 2 terms in office, the limit according to the Ghanaian constitution, Rawlings endorsed as Vice President John Evans Atta Mills as presidential candidate in 2000. In November 2000, Rawlings was named the first International Year of Volunteers 2001 eminent person by the United Nations Secretary General Kofi Annan, attending various events and conferences to promote volunteerism. He established the Constitution of 1988, and in October 2010, Rawlings was named the African Union Envoy to Somalia. He has given lectures at universities, including the Oxford University. Rawlings has continued his heavy support for the NDC, and in July 2019, he went on a 3-day working trip to Burkina Faso in the capacity of chairman of the Thomas Sankara Memorial Committee. Now, this is just something brief about former President Jerry John Rawlings, and for many of us, we don't even need to hear all of these things to know the kind of man that he was. Every now and again, he was speaking, and we all looked forward to what we usually call the boom by former President Jerry John Rawlings. I'm
sure this will be a big blow to the president. Former President Mahama is in Kumasi. I have a feeling that they're going to cut short that trip, because this is a massive blow. It's a sad day for Ghana, no matter how you look at it. It's a sad day. You know, sometimes you pray for people, you pray against death, early deaths. But even when you lose someone who is as old as he is,
so painful.
It's still painful. It's still painful because you feel there is so much more to give. And you know, the last time, the one time I went there with Bola Ray to his office, we had, because Bola wanted some young men to present a citation to him. And you know, in the conversation, I said to him that, where is your book? You're going to write a book. Where's the book? What's happening to the book?
I remember.
You remember?
Yes.
And he kept saying, Nana, but what happened? This book, I'll write it. You know, and
he released excerpts of the book, and
yes.
the book is still not
It's
here.
still not. This is heartbreaking. I mean, 73 is too young.